ask y'all a question. I said, ATL, what's going on, man? That's what I'm talking about, man. It's a Saturday night, we out here, man. iSTANDARD Producer Showcase. If you're a creative individual, you make music in any way, shape, or form, say hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So listen up, man. We had a lot of information to share with you guys tonight. We're gonna start off the night with a very special interview, a live interview called Behind the Rhymes, with two incredible producers that have been doing things for a very long time, and we kind of feel it's their time to really get the shine they deserve. We've interviewed everybody down here, from DJ Toom to Cannon to the Justice League, but these guys always had big records, but maybe they don't have that. They're not on the stage with the artists, they're not in the video with the artists, but these guys have been doing so many great things, it's only right that we honor them with something special tonight. So without further ado, do me a favor, clap your hands one time for the business, y'all. Show love for the business, man.
So disrespectful. Your daddy fucked your mama, then fucked your sister, then climbed in your bed playing with you.
What up, what up, what up? You know, out here living, man, you know how we do.
Alright, listen, I need you to move up a little bit more, man, please. Move it all up, man. We gotta get intimate with this shit. So before we even ask any questions, before we even get any more information on these guys, we need to play a couple records just to make sure you're familiar with what's going on the stage right now. So, real Collins, set it off.
Tell all of my friends it was whack, but fuck that though. This about me. They say my whole fan base is missing ID, but the young trendsetting music.
Let us this record, right?
Got critics giving up the recognition ID. Sir, never bring your missus by me. I had this house party on El Segundo in Central. She had the credentials of strippers in Atlanta. Ass came with a hump from the jump, she was a camel. I wanna ride like Arabians, pushing over for Mercedes-Benz. Tell her my name is Kendrick, she said no, you're handsome. Whispered in my ear, disappeared, then found her down.
Yeah, president is black, yeah, my Lambo's blue. Now they goddamn in my ribs, like two. Mama ain't at home, I'm gassed in the jail. Trying to make a play, everybody see the scale.
I love you, and everybody wanna touch you. You know me right, wanna see what's up under. You back it up, beep, beep, like a trucker. Nice thighs, nice waist. And you know I can't forget about your face. But don't matter, doesn't matter. I'm about to make your pockets better. I just wanna see you still.
Y'all clap your hands for the business one time.
I heard that one a minute.
The business. I'm feeling myself. I like a long hair, thick red pound. Open up her legs, they fillet me on that pussy. I'ma get in here on that pussy. If she let me in, I'ma call you dopey.
One more time for the business, y'all. Give it up, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're lucky to have these guys here with us. You know, they're very, very busy, running around all the crazy sessions and whatnot. Before we even get into any real questions, though, guys, tell me how you started. How did you guys link up? How did you guys get to, you know, start your production company for the most part?
It was 2004, and me and Dad, we were both in LA. We're cousins, and we're both from Seattle. Anybody out here from Seattle? Probably not, but I just thought I'd throw it out there, see if it was real. It wasn't real. It's all good. Keep it pushing. It was 2004. We were both living in LA, and I was working with what was it, Lloyd Banks or something. We started our thing with G-Unit or whatever, and I had a manager who I just wasn't dealing with, and Dow was doing the mixtapes, and he was killing it, doing everybody from like, you know, all the West Coast heavyweights from you know, Problem when he was hot, and even like that, the whole Play Your Position compilation that was going crazy out there with him and DJ Warrior, and it was going crazy. I was doing what I was trying to do, just trying to make a name for myself under the moniker Jay Hen, just trying to do what I needed to do. And we both sat down one evening, I think it was like a Sunday right before the Super Bowl in 2004, and I was like, bro, we just need to do something. Because we out here, we're doing things apart, but I feel like I ain't got what you don't have and he doesn't have what I don't have, and let's put it together and see what happens, just as some random shit. And he was like, fuck it, let's go in. And next thing you know, we were driving down to San Diego trying to get with Mitchie Slick. And I was like, fuck it, nigga, we're gonna do this shit, we're gonna call ourselves the shit. We can't really say that. Fuck it, let's call ourselves the business, nigga, because we the shit. That's literally how it started. And from there, it just went off. And then we started just sending niggas beats. And what he would do is he'd use his mixtape outlet to get the beats off. And he would get with everybody and be like, yo, you know, we do beats too. And then from there, we would just get placements, random mixtape placements from there, just fucking with little, and I don't want to say little, but fucking with, you know, niggas that on the West doing their thing, doing mixtapes. And it helped us get us notoriety out there. And when I went back to the Gina era, they loved our sound and they respected what we were doing and kind of took off from there.
Now, what was it that you didn't have that Vidal had, or what was the synergy like once you guys first started working together? What was the just the energy like in the studio?
I mean, it's just like everything came together. It's like, you know, things happen when they're supposed to happen. So, like him was saying, he was doing his thing, I was doing my thing, and you know, then we got the call from 50, and he wanted us to come on to the Gina wave, and that's how we met Hatch. So it's like everything just pieced together, you know what I mean? And through the tapes and all that, like, that's when we knew Glass Malone, J-Rock, Kendrick, like, early. So it's like now, it's nothing to go and do the music because it's already been there. Like, Problem popping now, we did Problem the first time on the radio. So it's kind of like everything worked hand in hand. And even for all y'all that's out here, like we say this every time, but instead of going to the city and trying to chase down like Young Thug or Jeezy or whoever, like, man, get with the people that's around you, or you try to, it's like invest in this shit and you try to figure out who's gonna be the next, or you go take somebody that you believe in and make them the next, because that's what we did a lot too. Like, it wasn't no big money starting off, but it was laying that foundation that led to the money later. So like now we'll get calls from random motherfuckers and just be like, oh, I need to get something I did 2 years ago. And so, you know, it's cool now, but it's just laying that foundation, you know what I mean? And getting with people that got the same likeness, belief, hustle, and drive that you got. Because a lot of times people just got suckers that they around, like, motherfuckers just want to go out when it's time to go out, but they don't want to work when it's time to work. And so, you know, just get with people that be on the same shit that you be on. Like, we in the era right now where everybody want to hang out, everybody want to be the dude, but don't nobody want to do the work to be the dude. So when you called upon, you falling on your face. Like, it be a lot of cats that we try to help out, but they'll come with like 1 for 30 on they beats, and it's like bro, nigga, it ain't gonna work. Like, you gotta be ready so when they call, you can just hit them, bam, 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 bam. So you straight. Like, you see what happened with Mike Will, you see what happened with Mustard. Like, motherfuckers was ready, so when it was their time, it was nothing to be able to do it.
Absolutely, real talk. Now, you know, obviously you guys started with a lot of these artists, you know, early on in their career. How important is that relationship in general? Like, in relationships, how have they helped you get to where you guys are right now?
Relationships is everything. I mean, I can meet some of y'all right now, and if y'all look at me like, man, that was a suck-ass nigga, yeah, I act like he was somebody. You know what I mean? Like, and you have that reputation from somebody else. You never know, that nigga could be the next nigga that's hot. And if I did not give that relationship starting point, saying, yo, bro, what's happening? My name is Henny from the business. What's going on? And next thing you know, he's like, nah, fuck with you. You're a real nigga. Sometimes that is all it needs to be like a step away from getting when you need that plug to that next guy. Or you trying to get over there, or you trying to do pop, and you met that guy that was over there one time, and he was like, hey, he was a cool dude. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about relationships, and you just build it. You build it from there. And Dow is key at that. What I wasn't, and what Dow was, he kills building relationships. I wasn't as good. I was more shy. I was more held back, you know. And one of the things that we did that was groundbreaking is we would do things where we would have enough money to get to a spot, but not enough money to come back. And we'd have to do something to get back, whether it was sell a beat, sell a mixtape, do something, and that would inevitably make you build relationships. You know what I'm saying? And with that, he was killer with that. You know, like when we had a mixtape record that was called Strip on Chris Brown record, right? It wasn't a single. It wasn't out. It wasn't part of the album. It was like, fuck it, I did enough songs. Let's drop one that was hot. He dropped it on the mixtape. I was like, man, fuck that shit, man. We're gonna do something with this shit. And he got with the people that he built relationships with on Power 106 in LA, and KMEL in the Bay, and Hot 97 in New York. DJs, record promoters, all these people like, bro, what's up? We got this record we trying to go with. And they didn't know it wasn't coming from the label. They were just like, fuck it, it's Chris Brown, he hot. Let's play it. It might have cost us a couple dollars, but at least we had a couple dollars, even though we didn't even get paid for the beat yet. We put it back into the product saying, you know, we believe in this shit. And from those relationships that he built, gave us a #1 record, gave us another Grammy nomination, gave us the other things because he built the relationships early, you know what I'm saying, to allow us to get where we needed to be and put that shit off and make something out of it. So relationship building is everything.
Yeah, clap it up for that one right there. So that happens often. The leak, the makes a mixtape. They say they want to buy it. Next thing you know, it's showing up online. How does that affect the producer? Because I don't really know if a lot of the newer producers really understand that, coming from the perspective that they have, working with some of these newer artists, not having a record out there. You guys have done a lot of big records, and all of a sudden a record comes out and it's just on a mixtape. What does that do for you? What does that do to you financially?
I mean, it be so many different things though, cause it's like with all this shit, like it really be about like your energy with everything and being involved and rolling with the energy of the world. Cause it's like, when we was coming up, like, even with some of the Drake songs that we had that got leaked, at that time, that leaking shit was still like new, the labels didn't know how to react to that shit, didn't know what to do, so they was just like, well, we'll run with it and see what it is. Whereas like now, you'll see majority of the biggest songs that's out, like today, is shit that was on the tape. Because a lot of these artists, especially the new artists, man, they ain't got no motherfucking deal. Like, the label didn't know, oh, he's gonna be the dude. Like, they didn't know Q was gonna come with Bobby Johnson. They're like, shit, he came with it. And then now you look, it's what, like 2 months since the song, 2-3 months since the song been out, and he got an EP coming out. So it's just like, you just gotta be ready for everything and just take it hand in hand. Like, something may leak, but who cares? Because at the end of the day, your music being heard. And if that song didn't come out, wouldn't nobody hear shit. Because it's a gang of producers we see every time, they dope as fuck, but they don't leave the motherfucking house. So if you don't leave, how your music gonna leave? You know what I mean? And you can do the sound, you can do the sound click and all that shit, but the music game is about songs. They don't buy beats, they buy songs. So get out there and just do songs with whoever. Like, there may be a songwriter cat, there may be a dude that got a hook, shit. It could be your family member that got something. The main thing is getting something done to your beat so it can be an idea and someone can see your vision and put it out there. So, I mean, don't worry about the money. The money gonna come when it comes. Like, it be what it be. And even to keep it real, like on this rap shit, the money ain't even what it used to be. So the fuck you get mad about? And it's like a lot of motherfuckers too. When the song leak, they'll do the shit and like, oh man, I'm assuming. Well, you dumb as fuck. Because what you do is you let it leak, then you let it pop the fuck off. Then after it pop off, you say, damn, okay, I want my money now. Because what's the point of suing them if it ain't even done nothing yet? Like, let the shit flow. And that's what I was saying about the energy thing. Like, just let it flow, man. If it's meant to be, it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like, just let it go around. Because there's a lot of things that go on in this shit, and it's like, you just gotta be cool with it. Like, when we were starting off, before we did, or right after we did the My President shit, we had met Ross at T.I. party. But shit, he didn't know who niggas was, because we just moved out here from LA. And we realized, like, until you do a song with an Atlanta person, they don't know that shit. So he didn't give a fuck. He damn near just cat it off. But then it was like 2 months later, his manager called and invited us to the house to play beats. So it's like, we could have chunked him off that day and been like, fuck you boys, whatever. But with just being cool and knowing like, all right, it's all good, I respect it. We just gotta keep working. Then we get the call 2 months later, like, shit, now we get the chance to do what we was trying to do originally. So don't bitch about shit, just work about shit. When you work about shit, it's gonna work out.
And let's be real about it. I'm the other end of the spectrum where I was bitching. I was like, nigga, where the money? That nigga was the nigga was like, nigga, cool out. Cause trust me, the shit is worth it. I bitched about a lot of shit, real shit. And I mean, I was like, bro, like, I mean, niggas putting shit out all the time, and niggas ain't getting paid. And he was like, nigga, just chill out. I chilled out enough, and sooner or later, motherfuckers start calling. Sooner or later, start getting hits. He's like, nigga, I told you. You see what I'm saying? It takes patience. Because real shit, I mean, I'm not gonna say, nigga, you put that energy in and you put that time in and you just want that instant respect, right? You just want to be like, nigga, I know my niggas taking my shit and now my shit popping and niggas ain't paying me for no shit and this shit's fucked up. But at the end of the day, when it blows and it makes you a name or whatever, there's been so many niggas sold their beat for $60 and was cool off that and made $1 million the next year off that record, right? I mean, we've seen it. Niggas off SoundClick made a record. They got the rights. You've seen those things. You've seen those stories. What I'm trying to tell you is that you just have to be patient in this game because this shit is still really fucked up. This shit still has a lot of quirks to it. But at the end of the day, you can still get very rich doing this shit. You just have to understand what you're worth, what you get paid, and not settling for nothing, just settling to be patient for the time being.
And also be consistent at the same time, because you gotta make sure you're constantly out there. And I think what Dow was saying about, you know, getting out from behind a computer, you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people in today's musical society or the industry, or even the people trying to get into it, you know, we're so engulfed in Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever the next big thing is. Sometimes you forget about the networking factor, the getting out, shaking hands, saying what's up. People seeing you in a few different places and being like, okay, you were at the last seminar, you were at the last show. You know, I saw you in the studio when I was there with Toomp. Like, you start seeing people in a few different places and you start getting familiar with them and you start to ask questions like, who's this person?
And you ain't gotta overplay it. Like when you out, you ain't gotta go rush a motherfucker. But just make sure they see your ass. You ain't gotta talk to them the first time.
Why you think my head's to the side? It's been like this for 5 years. And it worked. I'm gonna be honest. He was the talker, I was the person just looking crazy.
That was the first Pharrell hat, man. We inspired that.
Probably not, but yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you have, even if you don't talk, you have to be seen. You have to make note of what you can do to make a presence. If it's not your music, if it's not your look, if it's the way you talk, whatever it is, you have to make a presence, whatever you do. And that's what we aspire to do every time we do it.
And even more than that, like, kind of like what Hesh was saying, man, take some time and unplug, like, get away from the motherfucking computer. Like, if you look at it, like the main people that built shit, like, that built this country, that built a lot of the computers that we use, they only built this shit because they took away from everything else and they had time to focus. Like, motherfuckers be checking emails, be on Twitter all day long. Like, if you on Twitter and emails all day long, how you getting better at what you do? You only get better at doing what you do by practicing that shit. So find what you love and spend time doing that. Like, don't worry about this shit. Like, motherfuckers talk about, I gotta get my hits up. Man, fuck all that shit. If you got the music, people gonna find you, man. Like, especially now, we in the era, there ain't no music. Like, we damn near halfway through the year. What's the hit song right now? And not like local song, like what's something to play everywhere? There ain't really nothing right now. So it's like, shit, that just let you know for all of y'all, like the opportunity there. If I make the hot shit, somebody gonna fuck with me. So, you know, just do that, man. Just really though, just unwind from all this shit, cause all this shit just be a distraction for real. Like, on some deeper shit, like if you look at it, like even campaigns, like when Jordan was popping, the campaign was Be Like Mike. Now the campaign with LeBron is Witness. You went from trying to beat the motherfucker to watching him achieve his goals instead of achieving your own shit. So it's like, just look at certain things, and we got so much information at our hand, and it's a good thing, but the greatest things we got is the tools inside us. So it's like, you gotta tap back into that shit. Just figure out what you want out of life, man. Life's short, you know what I mean? Like, figure out what you want to do and do that shit every day. If it ain't no money, it ain't no money, but fuck it, you happy. Because it's a lot of motherfuckers, like, we see that shit every time we go to the airport. It be funny as hell. Because they all wearing suits, uncomfortable, like, damn, I gotta go to work. But we looking at it like, shit, it's a new adventure. Someone's paying us to go and do music. Like, for real? What you gotta be mad about? And even some of the times we done this shit, the songs, ain't no songs come out. Like, we went and did the work and did nothing happen. But it's like, that's just part of the game, because it's like, for every hit that you get, there's a million songs that just sit there, or be something that the label will mess up, or it's not the right timing for the artist. Like, when we got with Chris, he had all the shit going on. So everybody was scared to stand next to him off affiliation. We like, man, fuck all that shit, bro. Like, we know you from the music. we ain't never met you on outside time shit. So that shit don't matter. Everybody do what they do, you know what I mean? Good, bad, indifferent, or whatever. But it's like, we came with him with the music at the time that he needed the music. And shit, that's what got everything back cool. From the no BS song, to the strip song, to the Take My Time with Tank. Like, you just gotta kind of put it out there, you know what I mean? And just open yourself up to be embraced by other people, man. Don't be closed off thinking that you know everything. And shit, I'm gonna just at Greg Street 1,000,000 times. I'm like, man, that shit, don't nobody give a fuck. It's like riding down the street and just throwing your CD out the window and hoping that shit land on the radio. Like, come on, dog.
Exactly. Yeah, clap it up, man. The last thing I just want to talk about too is, you know, in today's, you know, musical circumference, whatever, a lot of producers are really starting to find an identity within the music industry. You got, obviously, Pharrell had an incredible year last year. You know, Timberland. You know, a lot of these guys are now, you know, part of the marketing. They're running, you know, creative companies for LRG and Lexus and Reebok. How important is that for the producer to create those other streams? And also talk about the branding side of it, because I know you guys spend a lot of time really branding the business. So people, maybe they never heard your music, but they might have heard the name or vice versa. So it really stands out.
Branding it is everything, right? I mean, we worked a hard journey just trying to make sure people heard the name. Because we could be like, yo, you know, the business. They're like, oh, yeah. But they didn't know our face, they didn't know anything, but they knew the tag, they knew the brand, and they knew it meant something. A lot of times, that's all that matters. You know what I mean? Because they're like, that to me, like, when you see the Nike swoosh, it means something. If it doesn't have it, it doesn't mean shit, right? So it's like, well, fuck it, nigga. Mercedes gonna put the emblem on every car. Nigga, we're gonna put the tag on every beat. Fuck that shit if it's a ballad. If it's just a mixtape record, you do whatever you gotta do to make sure that you're known. And we had to fight for that every time. It was only till Wayne was like, I fuck with y'all niggas, we was over there in Hot Beats. And he was like, man, I fuck with y'all niggas, man, we ain't gonna keep that shit cool. Because you know, we fought with Jeezy on our president. He really didn't want us to do it. And I respect him. He was like, who are y'all little niggas? Y'all niggas just getting out here. Y'all don't really know that shit like that. And we was like, well, we gotta respect you. You gotta earn your strengths. And that's part of this game. And so but still fight for it. Because if you don't, niggas will just take advantage. Like, all right, nigga, well, cool. I'll say I produced that shit too. Is that cool? And you be like, yeah, well, you know, whatever. But niggas will take advantage of you that fast and send you the paperwork the next day like, cool, my nigga, all right, my nigga said it was good. And just like that, you sign it. Understand what you're signing, understand what you're worth, understand your brand. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Is your brand, what you sign, and what you account for. You know what I mean? That's real. A lot of niggas just don't know. Like, we taught numerous cats that we knew were going to be hot before they got hot. Because they had a hit record and we knew they had more coming. And we were like, bruh, listen to us. And it's hard to listen to another nigga who you might think is a competitor, but we're really out here trying to help. We're really out here trying to help niggas. Like, we ain't trying to sign them. We ain't trying to just get off one up on them or whatever. We really trying to help. Like, bro, we've been here, regardless of the fact that we've been around the block and we've seen a lot of things going on. We're really trying to help you be better and not get burnt before you're 25. Yeah, because you will get burnt fast do a string of hits, and then a year go by, you get that money. A year go by, you spend that money. A year go by, you try to get that money back. And you ain't got shit, because you ain't made shit. You ain't worked, you've been living, chilling, doing whatever you wanted to do, right? But at the end of the day, your brand still means everything. And that's why we still feel good, because it's still always about the work. And at the end of the day, that's all I can say. It's just about the work and it's about the brand.
Yeah, I mean, another thing too is it's just like, it just always been us. So we ain't had no other choice. Like, it wasn't nobody else to lean on or sign up with no manager, because it's like we seen some other cats that was supposed to be the guys and shit, they wasn't moving like the guys. So we was like, man, we cool. We just been stay over here and do this shit. And it's like, we still ain't have an A&R place a record for us. So it's like, on the opposite side of the relationships, like, I guess we could do better going to the labels, but niggas ain't really gave a fuck since they ain't gave a fuck. So it be what it be. But, I mean, we could talk about this shit all day long just for the fact of just like, the main problem with this business is it's not really a game, as it's more about control, and it's about what you control or what the person you're dealing with control. Because they say everybody you meet in life is a transaction. It's on you to figure out if you're gonna get something out this shit, is they gonna get something out this shit, or is it gonna be mutual? So, you know, it's just on y'all to just to take heed and figure that out. And it's like, niggas can get scared off this shit, feel like, damn, I don't wanna do nothing, everybody gonna fuck me. And it's like, man, if your music's straight and you do what you do, and you just think about this shit logically, like, think about what logically makes sense. And no, you ain't never gonna get your retail price. It's always gonna be a negotiation, but just know what your bottom is. Like, that was our thing, like, we always knew what our minimum was. And a lot of times we get over there because we knew, okay, shit, the bottom's 20,000. So we gonna move it around. They don't wanna do 40, so we'll get it at 30 and shit. We straight, we won it, you know what I mean? But they didn't know that shit, but they feel like they won. And that's the whole thing, is knowing how to work the angles and just being smart about it. I mean, sometimes you may get less than what you want, but shit, you get another record out, and if you don't get another record out, guess what? You ain't got no motherfucking career no more. You the nigga that got all the beats that's sitting the fuck up in the house. And they put you in the milk carton like, man, where Brad? He was hot in the 90s. I ain't seen, so it's, you know, just be open to that, man, but y'all just do y'all thing, man. Just be smart, just have fun with this shit. More than anything, just have fun. It's music, man. This ain't brain surgery.
Definitely.
We making songs, though. Like, make shit to feel good. Ain't nobody ever said, man, I heard this song, it feel good. I ain't buying this shit. Like, come on, man. So.
And going back to the brand, right? He mentioned Pharrell. He mentioned Tim. He mentioned a lot of these people who've been in the game almost 20 years. I talked to my man backstage, and he was like, "Man, I don't know if it's not the right time, or I'm too old for this shit, whatever it was." Them niggas is 40 plus, right? Not to say that they haven't accumulated everything that they accumulated to get those brand name recognitions that you were talking about, but what I'm saying is, nothing matters, right?
Man, look at Rock and Roll Cats. Them motherfuckers 65 doing shows.
Shit, Quincy Jones did Thriller at 51, right?
Yeah, 45. It was 45. But still, you allow Wayne's Lorraine for 45, right, ain't you? That's what I'm saying. You just understand that there are stripes that you have to earn to get that respect. And don't be afraid to age and get the knowledge. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be that nigga who just, man, I tried, but I get that shit up, man, because, man, I started to get old. I knew I was looking for this shit. The only reason, and I tell everybody this, from a kid who's 4 years old to a grown person that's 30, the only reason you didn't get what you want because you quit. It don't matter what the topic. It's just because you quit. Said, no, it wasn't for me.
And just, I know we're running out of time, so I'm just gonna give y'all this, like, just do this, like, set yourself goals in 3-month windows. So it's something that is small enough that you can achieve, but it's something that you can say you knocked off the list. Like, a lot of motherfuckers will just be like, man, I wanna be rich. Well, what the fuck does that even mean, and how do you know when you get there? You know what I mean? So set just realistic goals, like, I wanna get 4 songs with some artists. It don't matter who the fuck they are. I want to get them out in the next 3 months and do that. And as long as you do that, you'll look back and be like, damn, I met the next da-da-da-da. Like, shit, man, we didn't even fuck with that MySpace like that. When we met Drake off that motherfucker, he hit off the MySpace like, man, I fuck with y'all, let's do something. That's how we started working. And then by fucking with Drake, that's how we got to Wayne, because we gave Drake a beat CD. And when Wayne was trying to sign him, he left the beats on the bus, and Wayne recorded everything. So low key, like, you know, shit, we couldn't have planned that shit, it just happened, you know what I mean? So just do that, and then the other thing is just know that, always do self-check, like, at the same 3-month or whatever window, self-check yourself, because it's like, even with the brand, and like, we could probably get more followers on Instagram if we posted more pictures of us all the time, but that shit lame to me, like, I ain't finna take no fucking selfie, it's like, the fuck? So it's like, if you see our shit, a lot of the stuff we do, I'll try to do something that either inspire us, mean something to us, or just mean something culturally, because I feel like as a community, we kind of lost the culture side of this shit a little bit, and shit stopped having meaning, and it's like we just do things like, niggas just cop Jordans, niggas don't know why. Like, motherfuckers don't even know who Dre is. They're like, man, that dude Dre, he got them headphones. That boy got the ill headphones, they don't know what the fuck he ever done. So, you know, just police yourself and set you some goals, and Just work, man. Just work. You in the rap, man. The cat at the bar probably rap. The bartender rap. The security dude rap. Like shit. Figure it out.
Y'all clap it up for the business one time, man. So, the reason why we had these guys come out here, not just to talk to, but one to award them with something that we call the iSTANDARD Influence Award. The reason why we give out this award is we feel that there's a certain style of production or a certain sound that influences others to get either into the production world or get them through the production world, or even just influence culture or people to just feel the music that they're doing. So we kind of feel like we're the authority on this production shit. We've been doing this for 9 years, iSTANDARD. We're in 30+ cities. We do about 60+ shows a year.
Let's go.
We do about 5 or 6 different, big seminars. We got Beat Camp coming up at SAE in Atlanta, A3C. We're a huge part of that. We're presenting the pro audio for that. You'll hear all about that if you follow us at iSTANDARD. But we're here for these guys tonight. They're here for us. And like Kenny said, these guys genuinely fuck with the up-and-coming producer. Like, they were here a couple months back last year doing a whole Native Instruments machine demo. Really spend a lot of time with people, talking to them about the different things that they do and their tricks and whatnot. So you got to give it up for these guys and show these guys some love for even being here. But, it's not a Grammy. You know what I mean? It's not a Grammy, but it is the iSTANDARD Influence Award to the business.
Trophy.
Legends in the making, y'all. Clap it up one time for the business, man. You know what I mean?
Don't drop it. Don't drop it.
Don't drop that. I got a nice box for you guys over here. Let's do a quick little photo op, man, with that real quick, man.
Someone got this motherfucker. Post that shit.
Y'all give it up for the business, man. We starting the show in about 5 minutes. Stick around, y'all.
I appreciate you. What up? This Henny. We're the business. And we want to shout out Spotlight A&Me. We out here iSTANDARD doing it well. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the award. We out here just trying to give back. One love.